Around 8:40 p.m. on last evening, the police control room received a report of an injury accident involving a pedestrian on Robinson Road in the area of Miami Street. Upon arrival at the scene, we were advised that a young child was taken to the hospital with varying degrees of injuries about the body, and the vehicle involved in that incident was still at the scene. As a result of that mishap, a young child of the neighboring community lost his life from injuries sustained while being attended to by doctors at the Princess Margaret Hospital.
Now, following that mishap, Superintendent Strawn said there was an attack on the occupants of the vehicle involved in that accident.
While the police was about to commence an investigation into the matter, 3 occupants of the vehicle who were not of the area were attacked by a very violent group of individuals who caused major damage to the vehicle and also serious injuries to persons from within that vehicle. We are very, very concerned about this incident and the behavior of some of our people in the midst of adversities. Unfortunately, we have an individual who's in hospital suffering from severe stab wounds from that incident, but we are resolved in trying to bring closure to that particular incident. And we ask that anyone who have any information relative to, firstly, the accident itself, and secondly, the attack thereafter, please contact the police.
Now, the driver of that vehicle left the scene. Police are asking him or her to come forward. Well, it's not quite over yet, but for the most part, impacted business owners and motorists can finally begin to recover from the stress and anxiety experienced as road works continued. Our Charisma Robinson tells us that the Jose Cartolone Construction Company has placed the final layer of asphalt on all the project corridor roads, and focus is now being placed on adjusting the numerous manhole covers, completing sidewalks and curbing, road markings, traffic signs, and other minor works.
The worst part of the project began in January 2009, and almost 3 years later, and with hundreds of thousands of dollars in cost overruns, Ministry of Works officials have now reached a point which many residents wished could have happened much sooner.
You know, some of our drivers have been knocking down signs and running into gutters, stealing the gully pots and all of that, the covers. Well, the contractor is now going over, remedying those things, fixing the damage on the road, and then once they're done, then he'll come and say, okay, now you take that. So when the next driver coming up is done, you're responsible for it.
Corridor 16 is the last junction to be tackled under the project, and as you can see behind me, work has progressed. Workers are now completing the finishing touches.
This was a very small roundabout. It's now been improved to a major signalized junction where we have a number of turning lanes approaching the junction from all directions on Bernard, Soldier, Village and Wolf. Once the traffic signals go up, this junction will perform much better than it used to. In fact, even in the state that it is now, the traffic flows we recognize have improved, particularly on Bernard Road where most of the schools are.
Now, the initial target deadline was set for October, with a full handover by January 31st.
Following the handover, contractors will maintain a presence here in New Providence for an additional year to address identified defects.
You may want to call it a warranty period. I did this work, and if nothing turns up within 1 year, then I walk away, and there's nothing else you could hold me responsible for. We don't expect any major defects at all.
Now, that doesn't mean changes might not have to be made to roadways like the narrow and cramped Blue Hill Road thoroughfare. And Minister Davis says changes are highly possible once an impact study is complete.
A road maintenance program is currently being set up within the Ministry of Works to ensure that these roads are properly maintained so that Bahamians won't have to go through this long, drawn-out process once again. Charisma Robinson, ZNS Network News.